farmers as well as consumers to strengthen our value chain in India, as you're aware. So before before I proceed, if you have any questions with respect to these things, you can post in the chat box, as well as you may raise your hands also to join as a panelist for the discussion from 4 o'clock or 4:30 onwards. 4:30 onwards. So you can raise your hands. So we'll make you as a panelist, and when you become the panelist, you can mute your audio system, right? Yeah. Yeah, friends. So as you're aware that these are our millet crops, so I take very little time to complete my presentation. So here we work on the 9 crops, and as you're aware, brown top millet, amaranthus, and buckwheats are also considered as the millets, and we are celebrating the International Year of Millets. As you're aware, there are many challenges for the individual farmers with respect to the backward linkages and as well as the forward linkages. If you see the backward linkages, the lack of access to the advisory services, to the modern technologies, and the timely availability of inputs is the major concern to the farmers as an individual. And if you see the forward linkages, yes, market is the major concern, and the storage facility at the rural villages or at the infrastructure or the farm gate is the lacking, and high transportation cost to the farmers or the farmer producer groups, especially the small and marginal farmers, is the major constraint to them, or challenges you can see in the present agriculture. And when the small and marginal farmer produces its commodity, then he lacks the bargaining power due to the structure of the mandi, or you can say the APMC in the respective states. And however, there was no value addition or the processing facility till now for the agriculture commodities. So now we are moving into the PM-FME programs and other some schemes for the food processing sector. That's why government is emphasizing also, and farmers are coming forward to become the entrepreneur. So in this case, the many farmers have started their own small scale enterprises. So this is only happened because of the various schemes and as well as the group approach. So you know that the millet farmer share in the consumer rupees is low. As friends, when a small and marginal farmer produces the grains, he hardly fetches the 20 to 30 rupees per kg when he sell in the market, and that will be collected by the local aggregator, and it will be going to the miller who set up the processing facility, and after the processing, the wholesaler will collect that one and retailer, and then finally we as a consumer we buy the millets in the market by paying the 90 to 100 rupees per kg, irrespective of the millets, either the foxtail millet, little millet, barnyard millet, or the any other millets which we want to consume in the market. So that is the present scenario. So how to increase the farmer share in the consumer rupee? How we can give the best price to the farmers so that you can encourage the farmers to grow the millets as well as the consumption of the millets among the consumers. So because the farmers has to get the remunerative price for his produce, and the consumer has to pay the affordable price for his the millets. That's why the intervention we have taken up through the IIMR, that is the establishing the primary processing units through the farmer producer organization. If we establish that one, so that the farmers can give the millets to any FPOs, the FPO can buy that one by paying the remunerative price to the farmers, and the FPO can process the grains. After the cleaning, grading, destoning, and dehulling, they can pack it in their own brand and reach to the consumers at the affordable price. So this is the concept or the model we have introduced, and there are several business opportunities to the FPOs, as we know that in the millet scenario. So starting from the seed production, starting from the millet grain processing, and after the grain processing, you can go for the several value-added products. You can go for the starting of the restaurants, bakery industries, and several control, so on. So those things already you have learned in the first and second sessions in the very beginning, first day. So those are all from the startups as well as the entrepreneurs. And now as a group approach, we can focus on to the FPOs as well. So how we have succeeded, or how we are encouraging farmers to grow the millets, and as well as how we are increasing the area under the millets with our efforts. Yes, as a FPO and as a group approach, we are supplying the millets to the So with respect to the our model where we have established the FPOs and all, so we are handholding them by providing the quality seeds. The farmers at the village level, they get the seeds through our FPOs, they produce it. And meanwhile, from the IMR side, we organize the capacity building programs at various levels, starting from the production aspect, then processing aspect and value addition, and as well as the marketing thing. So during this period, we have established some millet primary processing equipments also at our FPO level. So the farmers, the FPO have used this one, and they processed the grains and they are selling in the market. So because of this intervention, so now the farmers are fetching the better price for their produce at the FPO level, and the consumers are also getting the processed millet grains at the village level or at the block level at the affordable prices. Yeah, this is the model we have introduced, friends. When we start any kind of the FPOs at the village level, and they the farmers, they ask usually the farm inputs. This is the basic requirement to the farmers. And once they start it, once we start it, then we encourage them for the loan and credit system or the working capital, then custom hiring for the farm machinery, millets aggregation from the different shareholders, then storage, warehousing of the millets have been constructed for our FPOs located at Andhra Pradesh. Then we encourage the farmers for the processing and value addition of the millets, as I mentioned, and later on we created accessibility to the market also. So we have signed several MOUs with the many entrepreneurs, big industries, as well as the processors to sell directly the millets grains to them, and as well as to process the millets at farm gate. So you can see here some models of the FPOs. Friends, we cannot rely completely on the millets the farmers level, because farmers grow different commodities, different agricultural crops. So we have to encourage these millets related advisory services and all. So when farmers grow the other crops like the pulses, pigeon pea and all, so we have introduced the intercropping system at the FPO level, and we have given the advisory services, and we have proven that the intercropping can be done in the FPOs. And similarly, in some other cases like the Annagiri FPO of the Karnataka, where the chickpea is the major crop, again we have introduced the millets with the chickpea crops as and as well as provided the capacity building programs. So in such a way, the converging the present ideas into our own things or the millets promotional activities that we encourage the farmers to grow the millets from the seed to the till the marketing of those commodities. So during our International Year of Millets, so we have provided a lot of seeds to our millet FPOs in different commodities like the foxtail millet, kodo millet, little millet, pearl millet, sorghum, and all. So this is the basic step to creating ecosystem to crop diversification, and we have provided and we have succeeded also. So many farmers have adopted it, and especially in state of the Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, the timely supply of this seed was a boost to the farmers, and this has encouraged them to grow the millets. So why we need the millet primary processing? This is a big challenge for the millet growers, as I mentioned, because of the lack of availability of the processing facility at the community level or at the farm gate level. The farmers are not able to process the grains, and this is not reaching consumers directly. So in case of the foxtail, little kodo, brown top, barnet, and proso, they have the the husk in the outer layer. That husk has to be removed before we go for the consumption. But in case of the sorghum, finger millet, and pearl millet, they are naked grains, and that can be cleaned, graded, and later on the grains can be used for the product preparation. So due to the non-availability of this facility, the dehulling facility or the cleaning, grading, and all, so the millet farmers discouraged, or they have stopped the cultivation of the millets after the green revolution. You can see some of the images also, how the manually the members of the women members process the grains and remove the hull and go for the consumption. So this is the burden or the drudgery also. So these interventions or these challenges have been addressed by our FPOs by establishing the primary processing facility. Here you can see one of the example, also one of the FPO located at Karnataka. We have established that one. We also work with the ICAR-KVKs, where we established the unit, and nowadays we are linking the KVKs to the different stakeholders for procurement of the millet primary processing units, as the Nabita Engineering has also presented during our training program. So giving the advisory services and providing the best machines for this millet dehulling is one of the good option. So similarly, our FPOs have taken up the several technologies and established the validated process units also. Like milling, they have the opportunity like milling technology, flaking, puffing, baking, extrusion, instant mixes and beverages, and shelf life enhancement technologies, as you heard in the today's session by Dr. Padmaja Madam. So these technologies have been provided to the FPOs for the benefit of their millets processing and value addition. So which are the FPOs and where are our FPOs located? Friends, we have about the 41 FPOs located in the 4 states, starting from the Madhya Pradesh to the Karnataka. In Madhya Pradesh, we have the FPO in the Telangana, Karnataka, and as well as Andhra Pradesh. So this is the FPOs list based on the funding agencies, because we work with the SFAC, we work with the NABARD, we work with the Watershed Development Department. We also work with the National Cooperative Development Corporation of India, that is the NCDC, for the formation, promotion, and as well as handholding of the millet-based FPOs. So we associated with several non-government organizations, several organizations like the NIDPR, Manage, and state governments like the Government of Karnataka, NABARD, and IFCO Kisan, and even the Flipkart as well. And ICICI Foundation has helped some of our FPOs to establish the millet primary processing units, and those are in the pipeline. Here you can see that the signing the MOU with the Flipkart for the produce market, and as well as the IFCO Kisan, they have introduced the biofortified pearl millet in the Koppal district of the Karnataka through the FPO, so that the buyback assurance was there. That has helped several FPOs to several farmers to cultivate these millets. So marketing of FPO products, of course, this is a challenge what we face in the present scenario. Once the farmers cultivate any commodities, then he will face the marketing is the issue. But however, through the GEM, that is the government e-market portal, we have introduced these millets also. So the FPOs are selling the millet-based products on the GEM also. And if you are from any government organization, then definitely you can take the millet-based products through the GEM and introduce it in your KVKs, in your SAUs, and even in the other programs. And how about the OnDC? Yes, this is the one of the initiative taken from the DPIIT of the Commerce Ministry, where OnDC is the online network for digital commerce. It is a work like Flipkart and Amazon, and they encourage for the new entrepreneurs, FPOs, individuals to sell our validated products. So in this scenario, our FPOs, all the products are available here. If you are located at even the Andaman Nicobar, or if you are at the Kashmir, or if you are at the West Bengal, then also you can purchase the FPO products through these things. If you require any kind of the assistance in this regard, definitely we are there to help you. So next step is our FPOs are targeting the export of the validated products, or even the grains also in case of the millets. So that is our pipeline. Definitely we will succeed in coming days. So we use a lot of social media for the promotion of our millets, and for not only for the cultivation, even the sale also. You can see that how Alan Bhutai Millets FPO promoted by the IMR is advertising their products like the cookies or the little process, the little millet or the foxtail millet. So these have been being marketed to the directly consumers. So our next target is to create the procurement center at the FPO level. Yes, the farmer producer organization can be a procurement center to our millets. Then only the farmers can get the trust or the assurance for their produce. That's why we have written letter to the many state government organizations to start the procurement center for the FPOs. So this is also, you can see that how we can help or the connect processors and the FPOs for the marketing of their produce one side, and in another side you can see the social media campaign also for the promotion of our FPO products. So often we organize the buyer seller meet virtually for connecting the buyers from the one side and as well as the seller in the another side. So which is helping our millet growers as well as the millet consumers and the millet stakeholders to connect each other and take forward the Millet Mission during International Year of Millets. So friends, this is the outcome of total our millet role, and the farmers are trusting now through the FPOs, and they are taking the seeds from our FPOs and cultivating. Definitely, these things will help us to celebrate the International Year of Millets, as we are eliminating the many middlemen through the this kind of the model. So, what are the success? Or the collective approach has given the success with respect to the backward linkages and the forward linkages as well. So, economies of scale of farmers has increased. And in one side and another side, you can see that the farmers are getting the marketing through our FPO approach. So you can see. So these are some of the advantages. So we got little time to present with you, but however, will be available for the interaction and as well as the further collaboration as well with your universities or with your organization for taking millets to the forward and celebrate the International Year of Millets. So only thing we are going to approach, and the only thing is that we would like to collectivize all the FPOs which are formed by our IMR, and we'll take made it to the federation, and it will be like a collective hub, and that is our new target, and hopefully we'll succeed in that one. So this is the thing. So thank you so much for this opportunity.